Hey everybody, VCG Cosplay. Just a quick note right here. This portion of the video is just to explain that this video was recorded about a month ago in time segments. So while you're watching this, just know I had every intention to upload this sooner than later. But this is just an update right here to show you that this is 1 month later. About my modification for the Night Stalker Mask into the Hobgoblin. So I hope you enjoy. Hey everybody, VCG Cosplay here, and I'm back for another cosplay tutorial. This time we're going to be doing a mask based on one of Spider-Man's most popular villains, if not one of my personal favorite characters, the Hobgoblin. The reason why I decided to do this tutorial is because I found a mask that was proper for the Hobgoblin and for the Green Goblin. These are the two characters I rarely ever see done at Comic-Con, and I thought it would be a fun way to share a video on how to actually take a specific mask that I found and make them into those characters. This video is specifically to paint up the Hobgoblin because that's the character I'm going to do, and then in another video I will show you the same mask in a video, but I'll show a different paint tutorial on how to do that one, especially considering that the Hobgoblin and Green Goblin, while being two of the same characters, both different paint features and both different fabrications. Excuse me for a minute while I get a drink. The video is brought to you by Pepsi. No, it's not brought to me by Pepsi. I swear to you, I'm not sponsored. I'm not sponsored anyway. No. Anyways, so to continue on with the video, so the mask I bought for this specific video is called the Night Stalker. If many of you guys are familiar with this mask, you see these all the time around Halloween. You see these all the time at conventions, being sold at costume booths. This one in particular always caught my eye, and I never knew why until when I realized this mask is a perfect base to create the Green Goblin or the Hobgoblin. And again, it is an anti-motion mask, so if I grab the eyeballs here, and I pull down the jaw has an articulation that allows the upper lip to curl up. And this is so when you wear it, so allow me. It comes with a little Velcro strap back there to help readjust. Ow. Ow. Okay, with that being snug on my face, you can tell the mask doesn't fully close, but it does open up to an extreme point. So yeah, this is going to be a video to show you guys how I paint my masks and how I modify them. I already started by removing some of the foam pieces. Oh, let me get this off. The part I was talking about that I modified was right here, right at this seam, right where the jaw kind of opens up. There was a piece of foam that protects your face from getting pinched. Unfortunately, I kind of have a big face, so I removed the piece of foam because I'm going to use thinner craft foam to create kind of like a seal alignment, so it's not so compressed. And this mask is definitely going to be one of my favorite projects because all I got to do is coat this in Plasti Dip. Cover the mask, or the mask. All I gotta do is cover the teeth, and then cover all this in Plasti Dip. Make sure some of the areas are super glued or hot glued together because there will be some errors along the way. And then go into the mouth and repaint the teeth. Just because the teeth to me look fine, but I really want to go in here and give it a really nice kind of like a glossy teeth look. Make it a little bit yellow, make it a little bit more realistic, and yeah, you guys are gonna see a hopefully if I can get this on recording, you guys will see a full video of me just completely decking this whole thing out. So hey everybody, so in this video I am showing you how I modified the mask. So the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to sand down those molding marks on the main teeth, because there were like these weird little line marks. I just wanted to smooth out the teeth to make them look a little bit more realistic, and
and just make him look just a lot more flushed out, a lot more clean. And as I was doing this, I found kind of this weird necessity to leave it black because I wasn't sure what color to use yet, and I really kind of like the way it looks, kind of like rotten teeth. Um, I don't know, it just kind of stuck with it. And then right here, I'm taking some blue masking tape, covering up the mouth because, again, right, this is the process where we go from sanding to plasti dip. And this is very important when you're doing projects like this, so you don't get like plasti dip or any kind of paint you don't want that's necessary onto the mask. And then from here, this is where I started noticing I found a lot of unusual spots that were not properly taken care of. Like this mask was stretched over this faceplate and was left with a lot of gaped holes, like it was cut open. So right here in this segment, I'm taking this hot glue and I'm just carefully not only sealing it, but I'm adding kind of like a little bit of a scar detail to the mask. It gives it a little bit of texture and it helps keep the whatever this material is together really, really well. And I do this a lot with a lot of my projects too, where I'll end up using hot glue and dab it onto the mask or onto the foam, and it gives it a really unique look. In this case, it would be like warts or just really nasty, crevied up skin, and it looked good. And this part right here, this part of the segment, I'm showing you that I tried gluing the mask to the shell, did not work, not one bit. So that's a negative. Nope, don't do it. Okay, so we finally move on to the segment where I'm outside and I get my trusty plasti dip. This is like the number one source material for all cosplayers and costumers making armored costumes and whatnot. This is my go-to for this because it is a soft rubber silicone kind of mask. I'm not even sure what kind of foam or silicone foam this is, but the plasti dip adheres really well and it stayed flexible with the mask, so it worked. Definitely, this is definitely the number one source I would use. And the nice part too is it does come in multiple colors. So if I was to do this all over again, I definitely would have gone over with black and then used more plasti dip to do the coloring. And now from here, speaking of coloring, this is where I started dry brushing with a pretty lightly wet sponge with plastic adhesive spray. It's satin nutmeg. And what I do here is I kind of use the cardboard as kind of like a paint canvas. So I'll just spray it on there and then I'll dab the sponge into the paint, rub it off a little bit, and then I'll just this is kind of a technique called dry brushing, but I guess in a way it's called wet brush. Pardon me. This is the method where I just start brushing the first coat of paint on there, like the base paint. And I've done this multiple times with my other costumes. This took me... I don't even know how long this took me, but it took me quite a while because I was trying to make sure I didn't overdo it. Because there's a point where you can overdo it and the paint will just chip and it'll be too thick and it won't feel right. You can see that when you do this, it shows off all the nice like crevice and detail. Because clearly, whoever was in charge of the paint department, they were doing the exact same thing with the original color, but it wasn't. I guess in my opinion, it wasn't done that well. But that's just me. That's just me being critical and taking this and just fixing it up my way. And I like the idea of using the satin because it helped bring out a little bit more color with the yellows and the orange and the reds. So it was good. It was a fun project. in this quick short segment, I'm just showing the mask just so you guys get a good look at it. But I forgot that I left the camera rolling, so kind of a blessed necessity, I guess. But there were certain segments I left out. But here you will see the final results.
And so with that video setup that I had going, just to show you guys how I made the costume, or modified the mask, I should say, there were a few segments I left out, but the end result is what you see right here. This was a really fun project for me. I know I wasn't going to leave these teeth kind of disordered like that, but it kind of looks cool. I mean, for a goblin, you can't expect them to have clean teeth. I may just go back and give him some white pearls through here. I don't know. It's kind of left there. I kind of like the design of that because it just really makes him look cringy and irritating, and I don't know. I still want these parts to at least look a little bit more cleaned up, so I may fix that. More or less, this is the final result, as you can see. It's just a beautiful blemish. In case you guys are wondering where the yellow and the red came from to give that really nice blemish, just so you know, I kind of went back and I just did like a light coat of spray paint in the air, and I had the mask at an angle, so the spray's going down like this onto the mask, and it highlighted where I was focusing the spray. So it highlighted the nose, the chin, the cheekbones, and then pardon. And then the red is actually just a Sharpie. I just took a line drawn Sharpie onto it, and then I took some Goo Gone on a paper towel, and I would rub and buff that red around onto the paint job. Now keep in mind, it will rub some of the paint job off, but if you do it carefully enough, it will blemish as you can see right here, it will blemish the red right into kind of like the skin, so it just looks very more flesh toned out. And then if you guys are wondering, primer, I did not use primer on this yet. I don't know if primer is the best solution for this because I don't want this to crack. Because when you put primer onto something that's supposed to flex, it will crack and buckle. And as for the eyes, I bought these on eBay. They're red reflective lenses, and I'm going to show you now how that works. I actually got this inspiration from who I'm going to consider a friend of mine. He was at Phoenix Comic-Con last month as the Hobgoblin from the recent comic books, but he used red lenses in his mask because I didn't even think about this, that the Hobgoblin does have, in fact, red glowing eyes. So this is a really great idea from him. I forget his name, but I will post that in the description below as a thank you. But yeah, so basically, I haven't figured this out yet, but so what we do, we unstrand it. And again, right now I haven't figured out how to do a really good way of setting this up, but this is my way so far. I just put the mask on. I kind of have to shift the lenses because they do hit the plastic in here. We tie it out. Still haven't fixed that one part. But there you go. Red-eyed Hobgoblin. This looks so cool on camera. Oh man. Can Spider-Man come out to play? I gotta cover this. I gotta cover the good part of this mouth. Finally. That hurts. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that video, just to give you an idea of what you want to do with these masks. You can turn these to anything you want. The Hobgoblin, Green Goblin, Trolls, and Orc from the Lord of the Rings. You can turn this basically to anything you want, but these masks, again, are really great masks. You just gotta be really careful with them, because again, like right here, like the chin kind of ripped out of nowhere. I'm gonna seal off with some Loctite fabric glue, and as far as I know, I may do a Green Goblin and sell that on eBay. I'm not entirely 100% sure yet, because right now money's a little tight, as always. Because the thing is like right now, the reason why it took me so long to get this video up is because I have been job hunting. I have been looking for better ways to make money. Because unfortunately, the job I have right now, while it's a good job, it's just not it's not cutting it with hours, it's not cutting it with the payroll. So I need to find something better that can suit what I can do best and help me to establish my own life. Because right now, in case you guys haven't noticed, I live with my parents. I do not live on my own because, as much as I would love to, financial resources are just not that great out here in Arizona. Anyways, thanks everybody so much for viewing into this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you guys have any questions, please give me a comment down below. Like that button. Hit the like button down below. Because the more likes I get, the more I can try and bring out some more videos. And as always, I will see you guys next time. Bye. I look like Ozzy Osbourne. Sharon! Sharon!